Hello, everyone. My name is Simone Herbin from GreenThumb, Outreach Coordinator up in Harlem. And I want to thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful workshop, Growing Peanuts and Cotton in New York City, led by Mr. Willie Morgan and his son, Aaron Morgan, from our Little Green Acres farm up in Harlem. So a few housekeeping tips. During this time, this is a new thing for us at GreenThumb, presenting our workshops virtually, so we really appreciate your patience during this time. We're going to have everyone on mute, and we're mostly going to use the chat to communicate. So if you have a question, please feel free to insert it into the chat, and you can see that chat bubble if you hover above your name and you can click the little bubble and enter a question into the chat. We will keep track of those and find some times to share those questions with our presenters this evening. Also, we may ask you a question or two, so you can reply in the chat. And if you would like to answer verbally, just make a little note in there that you'd like to answer with your voice, and we'll unmute you for a short period of time. So I will now turn it over to Mr. Willie Morgan to get us started.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Simone. And we appreciate everyone who's dialed into the workshop today. We'll ask for your indulgence, because obviously, as you will hear, we're right in the middle of Harlem. And just for some context, we're literally 3 blocks away from the world famous Apollo Theater. So we're going to try to make this as useful as possible. And given the noise that was surrounded with, we're going to give the first part of the presentation here at the Harriet Tubman statue. And then the second half, we're going to relocate to a different area that suppresses a lot of the sound. So thank you again. I think you're going to find it very informative. And let me first wish that everyone out there good health and that they're keeping safe. So my name is Aaron Morgan, Willie Morgan, and this is the man, the gardener. Just to let you know, he just celebrated his 50th year in gardening last year, 2019, and he was honored as such. So this man, he is GreenThumb, and me, I'm just his son. So without any more further ado, what we're going to talk about is, I'll just go through the agenda really quickly. So the first part, we're going to talk about the history of legacy of cotton and the peanut plant. After that, we're going to get into a slideshow presentation, where at that point, we're going to shift over to the other location. And then we'll pick back up and talk about the life cycle of the cotton and peanut plant. We'll talk about some common uses, some backyard gardening, and answer simple questions. How can a person with a small pot of soil grow cotton and peanuts? He actually can tell you that. So with that, let me just throw it to my dad for this, and we'll go through good information about cotton and peanuts. Okay.
Well, the cotton and peanuts was the main source of livelihood for the slaves. Slavery ended, the sharecroppers came in. They started growing peanuts and cotton because the world needed cotton. So they had acres and acres of cotton, and at the end of the year, they would split down with the man who owned the property. He would furnish seeds, food, and whatever they need during the growing season. And at the end of the season, when they harvested cotton, they would sell all the debt that they owed him, start all over again. But cotton was the main source. So that, you know, the peanuts was good, but the cotton was the main source that they had. And people worked from sun up to sundown, some of them, picking the cotton when it was ready, because that time they didn't have the machines like to pick it like they do now. So they had to get out there in the mornings early and work the cotton fields. Peanuts, well, that was similar, but they pulled the peanuts up and like they hung up on a pole like, but it wasn't as serious as picking the cotton. The cotton was something because when you pick cotton, it has a little thong on it. If you don't know how to do it, you're constantly sticking your hand when you pick the cotton. But Georgia was well, all the South was like hot weather, which was good for cotton. You know, the region was from I think May, they planted in May, and all the way to September, cotton would open up, and people would pick it. But it has to be in a warm region, and you plant it about 18 inches apart like that, of which we'll show. I have some planted out here by the statue, and it's over this area over here. Just coming up now.
Yeah. Willie, can you hold the microphone a little bit closer to your face, like when you're speaking into the headphones?
Oh, okay. About like that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we're showing some of the cotton that is just starting to come up. It's
Is that better, Simone?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Yeah. Okay, we're showing some of the cotton in the first stages as it's coming up by the statue. And the peanuts are not coming yet, it takes a little longer. But the cotton seeds come faster, so we soak them in warm water overnight. They'll germinate faster. So we have some coming up in about 4 areas around the statue. And the peanuts also, but another week there will be coming up, especially with the sun, hot sun coming up. 80 degrees today. And tomorrow we'll see more plants coming up today. Let's see now. We start here, go all the way down. You see, all right? Some of these are coming. But there'll be more coming as you go. They all don't come up at the same time. But it'll be about close to 18 inches apart. And I have someone behind me over here and some around the corner here. Yeah, well, over there it didn't come yet, but down here we have more. But it's pretty rose bush there. All right, the peanuts going to be long in here, so they're not up yet. But down here, we have the cotton again. Step in here. Oh, over here, huh? Okay, there's some more cotton over here. Those are the peanut area here, but it didn't come yet, so you gotta wait a while for that. Okay, over here, there's more cotton. Yeah, this whole area here, cotton. We once made a video of this, and people were picking cotton out here. About 5 over there. Anyone want to see the video?
There's a quick question. When did you plant the cotton seeds and peanut seeds this year?
When? Okay,
Yeah,
I did it like
ago?
about a week ago, about 12 days ago. I planted, but I say it take a little long for the peanuts to come up. The cotton, we have quite a few little plants coming already. But you have to plant them when the ground is warm, you know. But as I say, if you want to see how the cotton looks and me picking the cotton, you can check out the video of the Fox 5 there. You can go to Google Fox 5 Willie Morgan. You see the whole thing, the whole video. We did what we did? We did YouTube. YouTube, you can see where my garden won. And you gotta, let's see, what is it? Manhattan Paper Challenge. So you need them. We're on the latter end of the program. And you'll see where they presented me with a $1,000 check. My son with me.
Let me just interject for a moment and just ask the audience. Is the audio clear enough that you guys can actually hear? Or should we go over a couple of the other items that he spoke already? If we could just have some responses in the chat room.
Yeah, so one person said it's very hard to hear the audio.
Okay.
And if you could repeat what Willie shared, that would be great. Yeah, there are a few more folks saying it's a little hard to hear.
Okay, great. That's what we thought. So just to let you know, again, when we move to the other location, we're going to kind of recap what we talked about here, and we'll be able to show you the actual cotton seed and the peanut seed in different stages of its life cycle. So here, we just wanted to physically show you where those seeds are planted, which is what you're looking at. So when we go from the side, we'll kind of rehab what we talked about, and I believe it'll make sense to you guys. Does that sound good?
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. People really appreciate being able to talk more about that in detail where it's a little bit quieter. But also really great for folks who are in Harlem, and there are a few people who are in Harlem where you may be able to go see some cotton growing and peanuts growing later on this year.
So, to let you guys know what that roar was, we're literally standing over the New York City subway system, the D-line.
It runs underneath the statue.
Yeah, so that's what we're listening to. So why don't we, at this point, while we just move over to the slideshow, and then we'll relocate to the other area, and then we'll pick up after that. Simone?
Simone?
Mute. Simone, you're on mute. And could you mute Willie's phone?
And then, okay, thanks so much for your patience, everyone. So, here we have our presentation that Aaron shared earlier today about peanuts and cotton. So we're going to be able to see what he said, like he mentioned, what peanuts and cotton look like during their different life cycle, as well as some of the different tools folks have used to process cotton as well. And we'll hear a little bit about the history of our little green acre. I know there was a question earlier about seeds, and so we have a bit of a treat for all of you that, as you know, Willie Morgan has been planting both cotton as well as peanuts, and he had seeds to share. So what I'm gonna do is in the chat, I'm gonna put a link. It's a short form that you can complete if you're interested in receiving any of the seeds that Willie has been saving. So here you go, is in the chat. You're welcome to complete that. It's as many seeds that are available. We will be prioritizing our Green Thumb gardens, but if there is any leftover, we'll be happy to share it with everyone here, and it'll be nice to learn more about how you can preserve these seeds during this time. So as they get set up, we can learn a bit more. You can complete that. If you have any questions about what Willie spoke about earlier, you can share that as well. Looks like they've made their way over to the garden. Like we mentioned, the garden is very close to the monument. So if you are able to make it to the monument, you also can visit the garden as well. And we also have another Green Thumb garden that's a little bit further down the block. So there are a lot of community gardens in this area of Harlem.
Okay, we're good to go.
Okay, great. I will unmute Willie. All right, and as best you can, Willie, just hold the mic close to your face so we can all hear you. We really appreciate you doing this for us this evening.
Okay.
All right. Here's some of the cotton that we grew last year. And peanuts. Oh, here's the peanuts over here. Here's the peanuts. That's where they look on the bush. All right, you plant them like in May, and around August, mid-August, you're good to go. And the cotton, the cotton will open up like late August. And what I do sometime when the bulb come on, before it opens up, I would pull it off. Do the school kids, and they put it in their classroom, and it'll open up from the warmth in the room. Or you take it, put it in your kitchen, where it's warm at, and open up by itself, you know? So that's what I get the kids when they come visit, right? And over here,
So just to let everyone know, obviously this is a special plant, and there's typically two questions that the average person. Am I on? Okay. There's two questions that the average person would ask who happens to be passing by the garden. The first question would be, is this really a garden? And then the second question would be, what the heck is it? Truly, it's amazing how folks never actually see or don't know how a cotton plant actually grows. That it grows on the vine, and that it can grow in any area of the world, pretty much, given the right temperature and soil. And his green thumb. But this has become a teaching tool for us. And half of the folks who stop asking questions about cotton are youth. Kids 11, 12, 15, 22, 30 years old. They really want to sit down and talk about this. To them, it's amazing. The only time they've seen this piece of cotton is in CVS or Rite Aid or 20 weeks, or perhaps maybe on their mom's makeup table. So it allows for discussion that typically begins to expand in other areas of gardening. And we've had a lot of folks want to participate in gardening itself, although they never saw themselves even being interested in it. Yeah. So this is like a gateway in, in a good way. And I just continue to be amazed by how so many folks are excited. And I think, given the level of participation at this workshop, just gives credence to that. So I think you would agree.
Oh yeah. You have some of the vegetables here that most people like is cucumbers. I grow seaweed, the sweetness. And I also grow collard greens. Okra, that's a big favorite, okra. And tomatoes. Everybody likes tomatoes, yeah.
But clearly, peanuts and cotton, they're the marquee items.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what would you say to someone who says,
What?
what I need to do to grow cotton if I only have a small space and a small garden?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we need some good soil, you know. Get some compost from Home Depot. You know, mix it with your soil that you have there, right? But you have to have sun. It has to be a sunny spot. You put the cotton there about an inch and a half deep, you know. When you plant it, then you put water in. But what you do to make it germinate faster, you soak the seeds in warm water about 12 hours overnight, you know. And they'll make them germinate faster when you put it in the ground. But as I say, once the plants come up, they need sun, you know. Not all plants are the same. You got a lot of veggie plants like collard greens. They don't need a lot of sun. But tomatoes, you got to have it. Okra, yeah, so, you know. But tomato specialty has to have some.
Question for you. Where does one get cotton seeds?
Cotton seeds? Oh, you have to, well, you get them from me. You can get them from me, or you could get them from
Who wants to own the market?
Or you could get them from somebody in the South who has them, you know.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Go to WillieMorgan.com.
Yeah.
But I have the seeds right now, you know. I have the seeds and the cotton seeds, and I have the peanuts right now. We're going to send some down to the GreenThumb.
Okay.
Yeah, people are very excited to hear about cotton seeds.
Huh?
So if someone was to have this plant, can they literally peel off a seed and then use that to grow more cotton?
Yeah, you have to get it from the seed, yeah. You pull it from the seed, put it out like this. As I say, you put it like that, and you soak it in warm water overnight. And you plant it about an inch and a half deep into the soil, right? Then you sprinkle some water over it in a sunny spot.
Right.
And you wait, sometimes it takes about, depends on the temperature, you know. If it's real warm, like in the 70s, it might take a week, you know.
Right.
But we're going to have like that, you know. But
Right.
same thing with the peanut, you know. Uh-huh.
So you're touching on some of the steps when you're looking to pick cotton.
Mm-hmm.
And as everyone knows, cotton is an integral part of this country's history.
That's right.
And the evolution of technology that made it much easier to produce cotton and to prepare cotton, as I'm sure everyone knows, is the cotton gin machine.
Yeah.
And I think everyone has given Eli Whitney credit for inventing.
Yeah, he was the one. He was the one to do it. Yeah, and then when the others saw what it was, they said, "Oh, we could use this. The world could use this." You know, these sort of bed sheets and everything made out of it.
I have a little fun fact to share with the audience. Is there anyone who knows of someone other than Eli Whitney who was involved with the discovery of how to farm cotton in a more efficient way? Is Eli Whitney the sole individual who should get credit around the technology that evolved to the cotton gin machine, or was other people involved? It's a random answer for anybody. You can hit the chat room or maybe speak live.
But Eli Whitney,
I'll give you a moment.
But Eli Whitney, a lot of people don't want to give him credit for that, you know. They didn't want to give him credit for that.
So the question I'm asking again is anyone aware of anyone else who was involved with the process that led to the invention of the cotton gin?
So you can put your answer in the chat. Is guessing George Washington Carver, grandfather of regenerative farming.
Yeah.
Another guess, Levi.
Okay, we got 2 answers. Any more?
We have some people who they don't know, but there seems to be a lot of curiosity.
Okay. All right. So Simone, if you can cue up the slide after the picture of Eli Whitney that has the verbiage that talks about who gets credit for the invention of the cotton gin machine. Let me know when it's posted. Okay, I don't know if Simone has it in her queue, but we downloaded a slide that actually gives credit to a woman who was the one who, let me just pull it up here. Right. Okay, one second, can't screen. I actually have it. There you go. All right. So, some historians believe Catherine Green devised the cotton gin, and Eli Whitney merely built it. He applied the patent and took all the credit. Since that time, women were not allowed to file for patents. Others believe the idea was Whitney's, but Green played an important role both as a designer and a financier. I tend to believe the former, and that Catherine Green devised the cotton gin, and Eli Whitney kicked her out.
Yeah, one of our attendees, Monique Donahue, said Catherine Green, and so we have a lot of knowledge together.
There it is.
She looked it up, though. I think it's okay to look it up. So we have a lot of questions about cotton, and I think people are very, very interested. So someone asked, how did the New York environment become adaptable for cotton and the peanut process? So I believe it's like how we're able to plant these things.
How did the New York environment become adaptable for the peanut and cotton plant?
Become adaptable in the New York environment.
In this area?
How did you grow it?
Oh, how did I grow it?
New York City specifically.
Well, I started growing it for a group of kids, school kids, you know, and they made notes of how to do it. And what happened is I would go to school and they came with me to the garden. And when the principal found out about it, I met him. And to this day, he's a good friend of mine. He brings children, he's a principal at City College. He brings students over here. I have 4 or 5 times a year. And I have a lot of pictures of them about stature and questions they ask about growing some vegetables, and they make notes of it. And at the end of the semester, he brings me the notes. But as I said, it was a video that we made. He's on the video with me. And some of the students that he used to bring me 20 years ago, they're gone now. 20 years ago, they were come like 3 times a week. So they was interested in the cotton and peanuts, but they was really like in the stevia, with the sweetness, sugar.
So in other words, when you saw how interested in how those kids lit up,
I had to, you
really dove on
right.
And began to grow it on a larger scale. Every single season.
Yeah, and it would urge me to start earlier, but plant stuff earlier so I could show them.
Okay.
You know.
You got another question, Simone?
Oh, I have lots of questions. Someone asked that, it seems those seedlings are planted at the monument. They seem very vulnerable right next to the street. So how are you able to take care of them? Are they doing okay?
Very good question.
What did you
What's
say?
the trick?
Because
What's
if you
your
think about
magic?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Because if you think about it, you think about a car, with the gas emissions and, the subway with the vibration.
Yeah.
So how do you do it? You're the man.
Yeah, well, you should see the root that a cotton has. A cotton has a root about a foot long that goes into the ground. And I know the plant grabs the ground like the cotton. So the subway, the vibrations wouldn't bother it at all. Only thing is when the cotton matures and it opens up, people take a little bit, and walk away with it. But I don't even, get started with that, because when they put the statue there in 2007, I was here at this garden in 2005. When they came, I was growing cotton. So I had them come over and look at it. They said, oh, wow, you're going to have to take care of this statue. That's a normal decorator. They didn't know what I meant. But as I said, every year I kept doing it, because of that, and they come looking for it.
How about the gas emissions? Why wouldn't the
Some cars they come
no, it doesn't. Not affected?
No, don't care. No, and the city, what happened, the city comes twice a week with the big green truck and they water my plants as they go, around the statue. They water it.
So in other words, as long as you have good soil.
Yeah.
And you water it.
And full sun, that's full sun. See, exactly, that's full sun. Yeah. You can grow almost any plant. Yeah, do full sun. Yeah. Yeah.
So another question is, how big or tall do the cotton plants get?
Oh, some grow as tall like 5 feet, Some rich soil there, some richer than others, about 5 feet tall. Some go like 3 feet, and and they have the bulbs that come on it, the bulb like a bowl, and it develops and opens up in September. Tops wide open, and people see the white cotton, and we have some right here, sample like you see. And
so
the seeds are inside of it.
What's the tallest plant that one of these branches came from? How tall was the tallest plant?
I would say about 5.5 feet tall. Yeah, about that.
And that was out by the statue?
Yeah, yeah. Because I've been growing there several years, and the soil is richer each year. The soil gets richer and richer because I add compost to the soil, and it gets richer and richer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So another question is that one of our attendees read that both cotton and peanuts require 120 days to grow, but there are faster versions of peanuts that will grow in New York City. Are you using those faster versions, or are you using the traditional one that takes about 120 days?
What's that?
The type of seed. Are there different seeds that take different lengths of time to blossom?
No, not on cotton. No. You have other that's in vegetables and stuff like that, different times.
So it sounds like there are some seeds that perhaps are
germinate quickly, go fast.
Yeah.
Cotton? No, I know of. No, I don't know of that.
So what you're using though?
But Dad just used the pure stuff.
Yeah, so we'll see heirloom. That stuff is heirloom. I go in each year right back, So that's what it is. The garden, I recycle it,
Okay.
Yeah. Same thing with the peanuts. I have some right here. Can they see that?
Yeah. So we have some ambitious people who are interested in knowing whether they could grow cotton on their windowsill.
On the foot.
Well, that's simple and easy. I mean, that's simple and easy. Well, if you can't do it, he can do it. So.
Yeah, but you got to have a pot that's deep enough, for the soil. Because as I told you, the cotton root grows a big root, so you got to have. If you got a pot.
How long?
Yeah.
How long the root?
Huh? I said it earlier. I said something about a foot long. About a foot long. Yeah, about a foot long. I got some in there. You want to see it? I got some in the shed. And the plastic thing right there.
Yeah, bring the roots out, yeah.
You don't know where it is. I have to see it hanging on the wall. You don't know where it is.
The roots? Wow.
Look at the roots in the meantime.
Yeah, go ahead and talk to him. It looks like no other. No other plant has a root like this, boy. I kept them to show. You see it hanging there in the plastic? Yes, sir. Yeah, here it is. Wow. Isn't that something? The root? Yeah, that's a kind.
Oh. So while he's coming back, let me just add.
Take a,
Oh, well, no, he's there. There it is.
wow. It'd be tough on a windowsill. You have to have a nice.
I think so.
I don't think so. He has to have a
New
big
Yorkers,
pot.
though, we're very creative. So I trust there may be someone who might be trying.
A very big windowsill.
Very big windowsill,
And
lots of light.
Deep pot. A deep pot.
So in terms of watering the cotton, I know you mentioned that it seems like the Parks Department is it that comes to water the monument where the cotton grows. But if someone is growing cotton, how often do you need to water it?
Oh, well, it depends on the weather, you know. We plant like today. If it don't rain the next 3 days, we water by hand, you know. But once the plant come up, I notify the city, and they'll have the truck come by twice a week, and they water it, you know. But as the plants start to grow, you don't have to worry about water too much. It's just when they're young like that, we water them by hand to start. When they get about a foot tall, then you don't worry about it. The truck comes by once or twice a week. That's sufficient, you know. Same thing with the peanuts.
Yeah. Are there any particular bugs or pests you have to look out for when you're growing cotton?
Bugs or pests?
So pests, no, not here in the city. No. I don't have no problem with that. Here's the only thing I have problem. The only thing I have problem is the rats. Now there's rats around the statue. Yes, but Parks Department they bait the rats for me now lately so people come out and eat their lunch there. So I call them and they come and bore holes and they put dry ice.
So let me just
dry ice
for a
is the
moment.
new thing. Yeah.
Let me stop for a moment. So just to make certain we're clear here, one of the disadvantages of growing fruits and vegetables out by the statue is because it's isolated right in the middle of the street, and it's harder to control rats and rodents.
Yeah.
Here in the garden,
Different thing.
no problem with rodents.
I got a cat.
We haven't seen a rodent since the turn of the century.
That's right.
Literally. Out there, though, is a different deal.
Tell them why.
And in the subway, that's a breeding ground for rats. So the grapes that you saw when we were talking over there, that is just prevalent with rats.
They go down the subway and come back up.
He has to deal with it.
Yeah.
But he's got a plan for the rats too.
Yeah.
And that's what he was talking about with the dry ice.
Right. And they got a possible come, they bore holes into the soil there, and they deposit dry ice down, and it burns off the little ones until, you know, like it takes about a week time, you notice the difference. Yeah. But when they were hibernating in the winter, you don't worry. But when I start to plant like in April, that's when they start to come out.
Right. So I've actually helped them with that. And what we've done is we would dig a hole about this deep. Mm-hmm. And in the bottom of the hole, he would stack huge chunks of dry ice down in the bottom of the hole.
Yeah. And it kills all the babies, whatever's down there. But it has the dry ice has some kind of lure that lure them to it. You know, smell it and they come to it. The big rats, and they kill them right off. But you didn't mention my garden. I have the best cat you want to see, and no rat smell of the cat. He goes the other way. So I don't have no problem in the garden with the cat. With the cat people.
Yeah. People are thankful for the tip about the dry ice. I know that rats can be an issue in New York City gardens. So any type of help is always appreciated. So there's another question about approximately how much cotton is harvested from each plant?
How much cotton? The plant is very, how big the plant is, because a healthy plant has more
if it gets
branches.
really tall.
It has more branches, If it's a little short plant, it don't have as many branches. But
I think probably another interesting question to ask is, how many plants would it take to make a bale of cotton?
Oh, well, now that's a different thing. I'm not into that business. I can tell you, I don't go enough for that. I don't go enough for that now. Hey,
not yet. Not yet. Well, I'll get him to work.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of that, people are very interested in knowing, what do you do with your cotton that you grow each year?
Oh, okay. As I said before, when it starts out with the bulbs, I pull off some and give it to the kids. They take it and put it in the school classroom, or they take it and put it in the house in a warm room, and it opens up by itself. not only that, people come, they'll take some for souvenirs, they take show their kids who never. I have a lady has a family never seen cotton. They come from somewhere in the Caribbean. No, it was somewhere overseas. Like they never seen cotton. And what happened? The community board, community board had a little problem with me growing cotton. Somebody in me said I shouldn't do that. But the lady brought some of the cotton and showed, hey, Julie. So what he did, he gave me this cotton, and I showed it to my family when they come to this country, because they never seen it before, you know? And,
yeah, it's very...
Some of the things that he's speaking about actually rolls right into retain. Gardening, or actually I say farming, because my dad has a farm, it's not a garden.
yeah, right, yeah.
Farming, for him, has been a labor of love from day one. As I said before, this is his 51st year in gardening. So when the questioner asks what do you do with the cotton, pretty much the same thing he does with anything he grows. He does it out of love. And he'll give it away. You know, for him, it's just a passion, it's a hobby.
And I take it to recycle it too.
Yeah, you know, so he just enjoys bringing things to life. And that's his passion.
And growing things that other gardeners don't grow, you know?
Right, unique items.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
So we've been
I grow all
talking
kind
about
of
cotton
herbs.
for a bit. But yeah, people are interested in the peanuts because they may be interested in planting them in other places. So where do you get your peanut seeds?
Oh, I grow them and I recycle them. I mean, originally I got them from the South. But every year I got some, right here, I got some to show you. I recycle them. And this is what you call heirloom stuff, you know, my own stuff. You see? So,
Do you have any tips for seed saving?
Yes, I have some seeds here for GreenThumb. I'm going to send to them. I got peanuts and cotton, right? 36 dozen. 36 dozen of seeds. Peanuts and cotton.
Sounds like we're going to be very lucky.
GreenThumb going to have them.
So since we talk about peanuts, let me just throw another fun fact out there, and that's the audience. Can anyone tell me and my dad how many products, approximately, George Washington Carver created out of the peanut plant? Give you a moment.
So we got hundreds, over 600, thousands.
Yeah.
Okay, I think all of those answers are right. The numbers that I've seen was 300 or more. 300 or more.
100.
Now,
Wow.
second fun fact. Can somebody name a unique item that was created or comes from the peanut plant?
Wow. A unique item from the peanut plant.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter?
So we have peanut butter, we have peanut oil.
Yes, right.
Stick from Tracy. Peanut punch.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Did somebody say plastic?
Plastic, shaving
Bingo.
cream.
Bingo.
Roasted peanut.
Well, that's assuming they're not using a search engine because you don't get credit.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, there's some unique, seemingly unrelated items that's actually a product of the peanut plant, and plastic is one of them.
Wow, that must be a very complicated process.
The last fun fact, I think we have about 10 minutes. Okay. Who invented peanut butter?
Who invented peanut butter?
And those, can't do no search engines such as
Peanut butter.
And it may be a very obvious answer. It might be like a trick
George
question.
Washington. So the guess is George Washington Carver.
That is not correct. Actually, peanut butter has been around since like 400 BC, where they were making paste from the peanut plant way back then. George Washington Carver, he just took it to another level.
Yeah.
And commercialized it and marketed it and so on and so forth. Yeah.
That's great. So we have a few more peanut questions from our enthusiasts who are looking to grow some peanuts. People wanted to know, could they buy green peanuts in the store? Like if you went to a store and got unroasted peanuts, could you plant those?
Roasted peanut, no. No, you gotta be a green peanut. You can't roasted peanut, no. Once you cook the peanut, that's it. If you go get a green peanut and let it sit for a couple of weeks and plant it. Yeah, green one.
And how warm does the soil have to be for the peanut? Yeah, how warm does the soil have to be for peanuts to sprout? Someone had some trouble with their peanuts rotting. So they're interested in figuring out a way to keep them growing.
Oh, well, when you put them in the ground, water it good. The ground has to be warm, say 60 degrees or better. And they'll germinate, come up. You put them in May, the month of May, this month, like now. I just planted some a week ago and they came up, but they have started to come up. But the cotton is up. Cotton comes up quicker. We have some cotton, baby cotton right over here.
How old is that cotton plant?
That cotton right there, I planted that a week and a half ago. Now it's up. A week and a half ago.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you see that? That's a baby cotton plant. Now, that's the one that the rats will eat and the rats will attack that little plant like that. That's why I have to have the rats killed off with the dry ice. So we're doing that. So once they get like this, the rats feast on that, you know? So I got some little plants out there now.
Very tender.
But they put the dry ice a week and a half ago, see? So it's okay now. Then another month after.
Do you have in that?
I have peanuts, but then it comes peanuts in that pot. And I have okra in another pot. Okra in another pot.
How long?
Same thing, a week and a half, but they didn't come yet.
So here's the pot that he had planted peanut seeds. At the same time he planted the pot seeds. So you see which one grows faster.
Right, and not only that.
It's sprouted. There's no green shoots yet.
Yeah, not only that, this would be a replacement. Say the rat eat one peanut, or say the cotton plant died. I could take this, fill it in. You know, the extras. I go and right in the shed there, and I fill them in. And same thing with the peanut plant. If something was a rodent was to get it, I tell you, I planted the cotton right there, but I planted the peanuts, and rats don't know the peanuts in the ground because I grew them in the ground. The rats are right nearby, but they don't even know. You got the peanuts grow underneath there. But what they will do, attack their little cotton plants, and the people have their lunch out there, and they be sprayed their runs. That's why I got foster farming. They work with me anytime I need them to come rebate it. They come right away and do it, you know. And we've been doing that I've been here 16 years, right in this spot. You know?
I know.
Yeah, I was here 2005, and the statue came 2007.
Okay. Any more questions, Simone?
Yeah, very important question. Do you have a boiled peanut recipe?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people get them from me, and they boil them, put a little salt in them. Just boil them, yeah. When I plant, they buy them from me, you know? People come in.
What's the old adage? We can tell you the recipe, but then we have to eliminate you. They would ask if your recipe.
Huh?
Do you have an actual recipe?
No.
For boiling it?
No, just like I say, you just put them in water, pot of water, and put the salt in it. Put the salt.
Do you salt them while they're in the pot?
Yes, while they're in the pot. Just and let them boil.
Do you bring the water to a boil first?
No.
Okay, you put it straight in.
You let the water get hot and put it before it starts to boil, and then, until it boils, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how long do you boil them?
I would say, maybe half an hour. According to how you had the fire, you know? It all depends on, you know.
A low
Special
flame.
touch.
Yeah, low flame. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Lori
so
likes to
Simone-
put Old Bay seasoning on hers.
Oh boy,
What you
she
say?
must be from the South.
What you say?
They use Old Bay.
Oh yeah, I use Obey. Obey? Oh, I use Obey because I make seafood. That's one of my things I do in the winter. For about
Okay.
30 people in this neighborhood.
So Simone, we'll need the name of that questioner that we just gave the recipe to, because we'll have to do some follow-up.
Absolutely. We'll follow up with Willie's boiled peanut recipe. I think I have one more question. Do you have any problem with squirrels coming after
Yeah.
unopened bowls of the cotton?
Yeah. Well, listen, I have tell you
Or sorry,
something.
peanuts?
I have a peach tree that was given to me by the director of GreenThumb about 10 years ago, and it's Georgia peach, the Alberta peach in Georgia. I used to eat when I grew up on eating that peach and just climbing the tree and get it. Now what happened is the squirrel smells it, he'll come 2 blocks away. And one day I was here because I got a cat, and I got a cat don't play. And one day I saw the squirrel coming down the tree with a peach in his mouth. And Trixie, my cat, was right there. I said, get him. Trixie hit him and he ran into the fence, and he dropped the piece and took off. But, yeah.
And he never returned.
No, not that one. No, he
Do
never returned.
the
No.
squirrels come for the peanuts at all?
No, peaches.
Just the peaches?
Not the peanuts.
Not the peanuts, no, but peaches.
Because
So the peanuts are in the ground, you know. Peanuts go in the ground, underground. You know, the squirrel don't dig them up.
Okay.
When the peanuts are ready.
So can you talk about that a little bit?
Peanut have a bloom, like a gold bloom, when they're, you know, when they're about ready. And when you see the bloom fall off, then peanuts are underneath, here on the ground. You know.
So you have a stem.
Yeah, they grow. Yeah, a plant. They grow up, a plant. The peanuts
are stuck.
And then stay on the ground.
Under the soil.
Under the soil, yeah.
So you have to unearth it.
Yes, to get it, yeah. But what you can do, you can take a little tool and kind of move the dirt around like that. You see the peanut hanging under there.
So when we look at this bag of soil here,
yeah.
What we be looking for is just the stalk and the plant. We
Like
would not
this.
be looking for
Just like
the root. We would not be looking for the peanut.
No, just like the cotton here. You see the cotton plant, the little plant here? That's the same thing. The same way. You take that and you can take it out here and replant it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
You can put it anywhere else. Well, you got a soil, good soil like this, around, like say, the statue, like I say, if somebody pull up one of the plants or the rat eat one of the small plants, you take this and go replace it.
So the peanut plant is harder to grow than the cotton plant.
No. Cotton plant is harder, but the peanut plant, you put it there, it's like it's low to the ground, right? This here is the one that attracts the rats to eat, you know?
Just all things being equal, as far as the outside conditions.
Yeah.
The cotton plant still is easier to grow?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, once you take off, yeah.
How about for somebody who wants to grow it inside their house?
Yeah,
well. Plant harder?
Yeah, well, that's hard for both, but you don't have the sunlight. The full sun is the best. By the statue, I got full sun. So that goes.
Which one is more sensitive?
What?
Or requires?
What? More sun? The cotton.
Cotton. Okay.
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah.
Okay.
And you got other plants in here that I grow in the garden. They don't like collard greens and all that. They don't have to have it. But the tomatoes, you gotta have the sun. You gotta have the sun for tomatoes. You want to make tomatoes. Yeah. And yeah.
I guess we have one last question, and this is thinking about all the things that you're growing. I know you've been doing some planning. People are interested in what other southern crops do you grow at our little green?
Do I grow? Oh boy, okay. I got a long list of things. Yeah, I got a long list. Yeah. Well, I grow stevia, the sweetener, right? I told you that. I grow about 5 kinds of basil, purple basil, Italian basil. You know what I'm saying? Then I got the.
Stay over here.
Yeah, I got the vegetables like tomatoes, okra.
Tomatoes. Oh, it's 7
Tomatoes,
o'clock.
okra, yeah. I grow like Sorrento, than most people like the turnip mustard greens that I grow. And I'm looking at some now. They'll be coming for these soon. And I grow okra. And then I grow for the Caribbean people who really love callaloo. I'm looking at my buddy now who's waiting for some callaloo, which I have to be warm. I'll plant that next month. But once I plant it, takes off maybe a month. And once you cut it, it goes right back. That's why I like it. And I like any perennial plant. I grow mint, about 10 different kinds of mint. Orange mint, peppermint, spearmint, pineapple mint, you name it. But they grow in a pot like. And what happens is, in the winter, cut it all up, but like I say, perennial plants I love, they come right back. I'm looking at it right now, they're going right back. So I don't have to buy that mix.
Continue to plant them.
I like perennial plants. Like a strawberry, that'll come back, you know. But I can't grow strawberry. No, because my cat be too busy with the rats. Cause a rat smells anything sweet, they're going to come, you know. And over the last year, I think I've seen 3 rats in my garden. But you don't want to know. The rats was near where I feed the cat. He had ate half of that head off. Left him there for me to see. Left him there for me to see. Sounds like
you got a good cat protecting the garden.
Oh yeah, big healthy cat.
A big healthy cat.
You got an extra can of food for that.
So yeah. I know we're wrapping up, and so I want to first say thank you so much, Mr. Morgan, as well as Aaron. You are amazing gardeners, showing that you can really farm in New York City, and that sometimes you just have to plant plants that maybe you don't think could grow, like cotton or peanuts. And with a little creativity and all of your knowledge, you're able to really do that. And people are very excited to receive your seeds. So thank you so much. There's a lot of big thank yous in the chat about being able to receive the seeds and the peanuts that you're sharing. I really want to we're going to share with folks like where your garden is. Lots of people want to come and visit. They want to come see the monument. They want to, can you tell us where are the cross streets of our little green acre?
The address.
Oh, the address? It's 275-277 West 122nd Street.
275-277 West 122nd Street. It's right off of Frederick Douglass Boulevard and Adam Clayton Barlow Boulevard, also known as 7th Avenue and 8th Avenue.
And let me just say this, Simone. I told you I came here in 2005. They brought the statue in 2007. How ironic is this? It was built in China. They brought it over by boat to California. They brought it by truck all the way right across the street from me, and I'm growing cotton.
Yeah.
How ironic is that? How ironic is that, huh?
It feels destined. People are really interested in seeing some garden tours.
Absolutely. And if anyone else has interested in any additional webinars regarding any of the other items that he grows that he mentioned, it's something that we'll love to do.
Great. There is lots of folks who really appreciate all the knowledge that you're sharing, are interested in learning more. So we can definitely share how people can get in contact with the garden, be able to learn more about all the great work that you're doing and support you. People are interested in callaloo. Okay, so I know we have lots of questions. We'll be able, if there are any questions we didn't answer, we'll be able to share it with Mr. Morgan and get back to everyone. But as we wrap this up, I'll send it to you, Aaron, and Mr. Morgan, if there's anything you would like to share before we close out.
No, I just want to again just thank everybody for taking the time out and dialing to the webinar. For us, it was a pleasure, and hopefully we can do it again. And stay safe and healthy.
Great. So, anyone? All good. Yes, the recording will be shared on the GreenThumb website in a couple of days, so you can review it. But I welcome everyone. If you want to turn on your cameras, you're welcome to wave goodbye. We can all see each other. And I'll unmute everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Willie.
Okay. Be safe.
Matter of fact, either 79, 80,
Everyone,
his
thanks for
birthday.
sharing.
Interesting, because these are the
His
colors
birthday's
that
coming
she
up.
likes. I wonder if she looked it up. Because she likes purple and black.
I'm out.
Thank
Leave.
you.
Thank you.
Can't bring myself to write it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Time